All right, I'm a genius. I literally just finished take one of this video and realized a little technical mistake I made of keeping my phone plugged in the entire time, causing some audio feedback. So the entire previous take I just did for you had to be scrapped. What I want to do for you, for the few people that will possibly ever see this, is make a video just as an example of what an intermediate male lifter can look like at approximately 15, maybe 16% body fat. Since there aren't a lot of simple reference points people make out there on the internet for you to really be able to gauge progress, I finished the cut for this video like a month and a half ago. It's time I get on this. Anyway, a few prefaces I want to make before I dive into it. First is that becoming an intermediate lifter takes time. So you're not, unless you respond remarkably well to training or have a lot of pharmaceutical assistance done intelligently, you're not going to look like this or perform like this in your first 2 years. 4 years maybe. As a reference, for me, this took me 12 years. So if you look and or perform anywhere remotely close to what I can in like less than a decade, you are doing better than me. So don't worry about rushing. As long as you stay consistent, you will keep getting better. And when you reach an intermediate level, this type of level of moderate to low leanness, you will also be able to look pretty good. Another important preface is I have spent most of my time training more as a bodybuilder in a way. So even though I absolutely have included lots of strength training stuff from both powerlifting and strongman, a lot of it over the years has been a little more aesthetic focused, more on including smaller muscle groups to bring balance. So if that hasn't been a priority for you, things will look different. In that similar vein of thought, there's also lots of importance about your height, limb proportion, muscle bellies, muscle insertions, and a lot of this other genetic stuff that you and I have no control over. That was already made up in character creation and we didn't have a say in that. So you're stuck with what you got there. So getting a few of those little things out of the way, I'm going to give you an example of just what, like I said, what an intermediate lifter can look like. So I have some footage under a few different conditions for you. The first couple types of footage I have took place the day I finished the cut that got me down to about 15% body fat. And also the measurements I'm going to be referencing are also from that exact same day. So first I have footage under normal conditions, as I call it. I tried to specifically mimic how we typically have the lighting in my apartment, which is not flattering for like posing or showing off a physique, but it's comfortable for using the apartment under day-to-day use. So I mimicked that, like moved around a bit, unflexed, no posing, and then did some posing under those same lighting conditions. So this is what like normal looks like. So you have an idea, because a lot of what is posted online is not under normal conditions. So it exaggerates a physique, makes a physique look more muscular and leaner at the same time. So this is normal. If I'm not too lazy, maybe I'll do additional voiceover with the clips, or I might not. I already pushed this off a month and a half, so you get what you get, sorry. The next bit of footage I have is similar walking around and posing, flexed and unflexed, relaxed and not relaxed, but I spent a little bit of time setting up improved lighting with the few tools I had on hand, including the light I have for this video and like some overhead light for some harsh down lighting to exaggerate some shadows and make me look more cut and things like that. So I tried to up the lighting quality to do a little bit more what someone would normally try to do to show off a physique online. More of what you likely see, which makes the gulf between what you want and what other people are having look greater than it is. So I did similar walking around, unflexed and relaxed, and a little bit of posing. I don't know how much of the posing I'm actually going to show because I have no idea what I'm doing, and it's kind of laughable and cringeworthy, but I'm doing this so that hopefully some people out there can get an idea of just have a good reference point for a certain level of physique. Additional footage I have, which is much more like what you would typically see someone want to post online to make themselves look good, is some training footage from the gym. So you have like the harsh downlighting come down, which exaggerates shadows, which makes you look more cut. You're lifting, so you're all pumped, so you look bigger. Once again, you look both more muscular and leaner at the same time. So I know just a few of the types of clips I have in mind from what I've done. All training clips were done from ranging from the last couple of weeks of the cut to the first couple of weeks into maintenance afterwards. So all still around the same body weight, same body fat percentage, so it should all be representative of the same physique, just under the types of scenarios that you typically see shared on social media. If it turned out good, I might even show some posing videos I did inside the gym. Once again, if they turned out good and aren't too laughable. But yeah, this is the type of stuff you typically see people share when they want to look as good as possible. Remember, this is the same physique as what you saw in the unflattering lighting, relaxed, no posing or anything. It can be a pretty wide gulf. So when you see people post really great bodies online, remember, like it's not what it looks like all the time. So let me try to bring up both the measurements I had during this time and as many relevant strength standards from this time as I can remember offhand, because I did not prepare those ahead of time, but the measurements I did. So the same day I created in the apartment footage, both with good lighting and without good lighting, I also took these measurements. This was in mid-October of 2022. Weighed 198 pounds, neck was 16 inches, shoulders 50, chest 41 and a half, arms 16 and a quarter, the forearms 12 and a half, waist 34 and a half, hips 41 and a half, thighs 25 and 3/4, and calves 15 and a half. As far as strength standards, from what I can remember, squat was 385 pounds, deadlift 435, pull-ups 135 pounds, bench 300 pounds, overhead press 185, dumbbell rows I have hit 150 for 3. What else is? Trying to think what else would be good. I think it was like, incline barbell bench 235 with dumbbells, I think 90 for a triple. Was that right? Something like that. I can't even remember if I recorded that one. If any other relevant strength standards come up, I'll probably mention or post those in some additional footage as well. So hopefully that should give you an idea in terms of both measurements. Speaking of measurements, I'm 6 foot tall. That sort of relevant, because if I was like, let's say 5'6" and weighed 198 at 15%, I would look way better. If I was 6'6" at 15% and only weighed 198, I'd look really scrawny. So height matters. So 6 foot plus all of those other measurements. If you're in your first 3, 4, 5 years of training and you want to have an idea of what you could, if you're a male, maybe look like once you're deeper into being an intermediate lifter, this is just an idea. Remember, it took me 12 years to get where I am. I had some unusual circumstances. If you are of normal genetics and train intelligently and consistently, you will get here faster than me. I can pretty much guarantee it. So, best of luck to you. Thanks.